born in Indianapolis, Indiana, December 2nd, 1923.
1923, okay. And how long, what type of work did you do as you grew older? Because if you're born in 23 and the Depression hit in 1929, did your family stay in Indianapolis or did you guys move?
No, they stayed right there.
What was your family doing, like your father and your mother?
My father always worked for Continental Optical Company. He lived in 43 years.
Okay.
So, you know, we were never short of food or anything.
Okay.
We always had plenty to eat, and Mom was a great cook, and, you know.
Was Indianapolis, was it hit hard by the Depression? Or not really? Like, did Indianapolis thrive? Because a lot of places across the nation weren't doing so well, you know, like in the Dust Bowl area.
Well, Dad always worked, so, you know, it
Didn't affect you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about President Roosevelt. Did you work for your father, or did you go through any programs that Roosevelt was instating for like his public works and things like that?
I had a magazine route when I was 6 years old. That's the earliest I could have one.
Okay.
I sold the Saturday Evening Post, Ladies' Home Journal, and the Country Journal. And I had a little spiel that I had to make about each one. And I took them around to my cousin. And I had about 10 or 12. And I remember I went to the neighbor right across the street, nice guy. And I started my spiel, and he says, you know, do that. I can't read. I said, if you can't read, why do you buy the Country Journal? He said, I like to look at the pictures. So I took care of that.
Yeah. So, how old were you, or where were you on December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese bombed Hawaii?
I was in the movie theater.
What movie were you watching?
I had to watch.
You don't remember? Yeah, were you already in the service at that time?
No, I was drafted.
Oh, so you got drafted? How old were you?
I turned 19. Drafted January.
Okay, and what year did you get drafted?
I've been 1942.
42, okay. So that's kind of the height of World War II. Were you excited?
No.
No, not at all. Were you nervous? Were you scared?
I didn't know.
Right. Was the war something that you thought we should have been involved in?
I didn't even give it a thought. We were in it.
Yeah.
I was a kid. So you don't sit around and think about those things.
Right. So, where did you go to boot camp?
I live in LA.
Boot camp I was an original member of the 10th Mountain Division. It was the only mountain division the country's ever had. And we took our training at where was it? Camp Hale, Colorado. Or Camp Washington, not Fort.
Okay, so then what was the Mountain Brigade's objective? What was your mission? What were you guys training to do?
I was trained to be a mule skinner.
To be a what?
Mule skinner.
Okay.
I was in the pack artillery. Took 3 mules. We had big Missouri mules. I mean, and they were bred to strictly bullocks. And it took 3 of the mules to carry the house.
Okay.
And I rode herd on mules for years.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So when did you get sent to Japan? Or where did your brigade get sent to?
Well,
Or Europe?
I was sent to officer candidate school. And when I got out of there, I was supposed to go to join my outfit. At that time, I didn't. When the war in Europe ended, the more I got over there. So I was sent to, Colorado to wait until they decide what they want to do. And finally, sent me, he made the original beach landing in Japan after the war. And we went in full battle here because we didn't understand at the time that the ambulance said it was over, it was over. And we went, we didn't know what was going into.
Was that before, or when you were saying, was that before or after the atom bomb was dropped on here? That was before?
Oh yeah, a long time before.
Okay, so where was your company when the first bomb was dropped on Hiroshima?
Oh, we were, my first job there was to guard the Osaka Mint, so I was in Osaka. And I was between a man there. And bomb was dropped on a service connected visit because I was in Hiroshima. Within the time span, maybe at a hospital, I had a problem with it.
Right.
I'm still eligible for good PA and my wife for one.
Right. Okay, so you went to, when did they send you to Japan? Do you remember? Like how long after Italy?
Well, we went to Japan, like I say, we were the first outfit to make a beach landing. I don't remember what it was. I may have it, but when was it? Do you remember?
I really don't.
I don't.
I would have to research it.
Anyway, I was in Japan, and I took my discharge there, and stayed in Japan for 6 years.
Okay.
Part of the big
Did Japan or the Japanese ever try to, like, did you guys see any action or did they ever try to make any attacks on you guys? No? So the war really was pretty much over when they said it was?
You know, when the emperor said it's over, it was over.
Yeah.
No. Never had any problem at all.
Were you happy that it was done?
Huh?
Were you happy that it was all done and you were able to go home?
I wasn't able to go home.
Oh. So, okay, so then after Japan, what did you do? How long were you in the Army for?
I was in the Army. I got my discharge in 1946. So I was in the Army about 30 years.
Okay.
And
And he joined the Navy when he was like 14 or 15.
yeah,
And then they found out his age.
You never told me that.
Yeah, he left that part out.
You know, I didn't think of it.
Right?
Yeah, I was in the Navy. I was during the Depression, you did whatever you could do to get those life. And Mom and Dad signed that I was old enough to join, which is not what. But at any rate, I was in the Navy for a year. And then things started kicking up in the Pacific. Mom called in and told him I was underage. And that got me kicked out.
Right.
Dad had to go down and get his butt chewed out for signing the paper.
Right.
But, you know.
But then the Army took him.
Yeah. Okay, so where did life take you after the Army? What did you do after you received your discharge?
I went to work for a retail credit company to begin with. And fellow there said that they had an opening at the VA hospital, but he's unqualified for it.
Uh-huh.
So I went out and applied and got it, and started working with psychiatric patients, because they figured I was crazy anyway.
Right. And where was this at?
Houston, Texas.
Okay, and how long did you work at the VA for?
I went to VA for 43 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. So after World War II ended and Truman dropped, the atom bombs and everything was all said and done, there was this huge, and then after when Eisenhower became president, in like 52 I think it was, there was a huge concern about communism. And we went over it a lot in the history course that I took about everyone kind of like, the second Red Scare. Because there was the first one in like the early 1900s, and then you have the second one after. And the way that I learned it was that everyone was like super paranoid of communism, and thinking that they were going to take over that Russia.
Yeah, I didn't get involved.
You didn't get involved in any of that jazz?
Not at all.
Yeah, because it just seemed like a really crazy time, and then because with Eisenhower and then Kennedy, and then kind of the start of Vietnam kind of brewing, and it just seemed like it was just getting like crazier and crazier all the time. I mean, what did you think of all that? Was it just nonsense to you?
I didn't pay anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't affected by it.
Right.
Why worry about something you're not affected by?
Yeah, exactly. So after Kennedy was assassinated, what did you think of that? Like, how did that affect you?
I think your camera shut off.
What's that name?
Really?
I think his camera shut off. But it's okay because I'm filming it too, so.
Did it just shut off?
Yeah, just now.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll only go for 10 minutes. I know my camera does that.
So you think should I just start again?
Yeah, just start again. It'll still, your other one will still be on there. And then when he got discharged, he actually lived in Japan for 5 years. He decided to stay there.
All right, I'll ask him that.
Yeah.
I'm making good money.
He loved it.
All right, take two. Kind of backtracking a little bit because there's some stuff that I found out. So Joe, you lived in Japan before you moved back to the States?
I lived in Japan for 6 years.
What were you doing in Japan?
With civil service.
Okay.
That's where I started my civil service career.
What were you building, like housing, or what was your task?
My task originally was to guard the Osaka Mint.
Okay.
I did for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I was assigned to a country club outside of Tokyo, which I ran for 3 or 4 years. I don't remember exactly how long.
Is it better than this country club?
Well, it had everything this country club has.
Right.
It had a golf course,
Uh-huh.
it had